All right, everybody. Good late afternoon. Leaking into the early evening now. We are getting this video up just a little bit late because I had to get home. But I am home now, and we are free to talk about what just happened down in Santa Clara. The Seattle Seahawks, having not beaten the Niners in the last few years, have now beaten the Niners. And they did it without Russell Wilson. They did it without Pete Carroll. They did it without the people who were the main reasons why we had that long winning streak against the Niners back just a few years ago, or that incredible run of success. So it's that thing I talk about. We got to find new ways to beat the Niners. We had our old ways, but those old ways are not coming back. We needed to find a new one today. We found a new one. This video is being powered by BetUS. More on them a little bit later. But I want to first just say, talking about this game, there's obviously a lot that needs to be discussed here. There's a lot of things that really, really went right this week. And there are some things that need to be improved. And there's a lot to, as a fan, be enthusiastic about seeing going forward, even if it doesn't necessarily result in some kind of deep playoff run this year. There was plenty of evidence out there that things are trending in the right direction for this Seahawks squad. But the initial snap reaction that I have to that game is I'm really happy that Geno Smith finally got his win over the Niners, and he does it on a game-winning drive. An 80-yard drive with less than 3 minutes to go in the game. He goes down, and he runs in the touchdown himself. And I'm not saying he had his best game today. He didn't. He's played better than that before. He's played better than that in games this year. I don't doubt that for a second, but I'm really happy for him getting that one that will finally get some people to back off. Because what is, of the lines of argument the people who don't like Geno will frequently use, one of the chief ones is he's never beaten the Niners. Well, you can't say that anymore. He has beaten the Niners. He didn't do it in style necessarily, but a game-winning drive is going to go a long, long way in making people realize that we don't have the best quarterback, but we have a quarterback who can get the job done. And today, I would say he got the job done. He wasn't dominant. He didn't carry the team. But when we needed him the most, he got it done. And I'm really happy for him. So that's just the first part of this. Because again, I don't want to make it sound like that this game was all about Geno playing perfect football. He didn't. I've seen Geno Smith play perfect football. I've seen him do it against the Lions. I've seen him do it against the Saints. This was not that, but what we saw today was a team that played well enough to win anyway. And that's what I've been looking for such a long time now. Game after game after game after game, it seems like we just count on our quarterback to completely bail us out. And if he does, we win sometime. Most of the time we will win. But if he makes any mistakes at all, if he does anything imperfectly, we lose. Didn't happen. So, before I talk further about this game, I want to tell you about my friends over at BetUS. You can head on over there right now, throw down some wagers on tomorrow's Monday Night Football game, an all-Texas matchup between the Texans and Cowboys. You can go bet on games for next week. You can go bet on basketball games. You can go bet on hockey games. Pretty much anything you want to bet on. They've got parlays. They've got money line. They've got point spread. They've got over-unders. They got game props. Head on over to BetUS and use promo code YouTube150. That is YouTube150. Get a 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and a 125% deposit bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000. So get on over to BetUS, check them out. Best online sportsbook and casino in the business. So going beyond that surface level discussion, which I did mention in my quick little video right outside the sports bar where I was watching the game. Going beyond that, I want to also say that I'm really happy that it looks like Abe Lucas made it through the game. Now, he was rotated in and out. Gerald was out there a couple of times. But it seems like Abe Lucas at least made it through the game. At least we can say that he didn't have anything visibly obvious happen to him in this game that would already rain on our parade. We'll see what happens later this week. But for the moment, I think we're okay. Really happy about that. Really happy about JSN, another monster game for him. I didn't even realize how good the numbers were until I got home and looked at them, really. 10 catches. That's the kind of stuff I've been waiting for. In a game like this, where Lockett, there's not much Lockett can do. Lockett it's just one of those games where Lockett's not a big part of things, and we're getting nothing from the tight ends. A.J. Barner did not have a particularly good game, and you need somebody else, so it's not just Metcalf catching 25 passes a game. This is what we were waiting for, and these last couple games, we have really started to see it, which is a relief. Because I didn't love the pick when we made it, but I quickly talked myself into it. Did not want to have to talk myself out of it. But these last couple games, this has been the JSN we drafted. The JSN we've had before has been a pretty good player. He's done good things, but this JSN could do great things. This JSN could be Amon-Ra St. Brown. This JSN could be Wes Welker or Julian Edelman. So, nails by him. DK Metcalf, good game as well. Welcome back. Really happy for those two guys because they are the future at the receiver position for the Seahawks. I do firmly believe that. I think they are going to be Seahawks for quite a long time. And the defense, right? Like, I could go on and on and on about how happy I was with the way this defense played. And, look, I know the Niners, no Kittle, no Ayuk, Trent Williams probably less than 100%. I get it. McCaffrey will probably never be 100% again, so I'm not even counting him. I don't even think that qualifies. But you take that Niners offense, which is still powered by, I think, the best offensive play-calling head coach in the game, in Kyle Shanahan. Still has Brock Purdy playing for a contract. Still has plenty of good talent out there. And some of it did cook us, right? Like Jawan Jennings, that was not fun. Some of the stuff he was doing to this team. That play on the 3rd and 11 where he breaks like 4 tackles to get the first down, that was not easy to watch. That was not fun to watch. A couple other plays where we get pressure, but Brock Purdy just escapes the pressure every time because while he's not really fast, he's quick, and the quickness is enough for him to be able to get to the edge and outrun the contain. Like, there are some plays like that, but overall, this defense, Witherspoon, I thought played a really good game. I thought Witherspoon maybe played his best game of the year, making plays on the ball, which we have not seen from him very much this year. Ernest Jones, man. Ernest Jones. Get that guy some wheelbarrows for the money he's going to get this offseason. And at this point, I'm down with it being us. Because you can see the difference between having Ernest Jones out there versus having somebody like a Jerome Baker out there or a Tyrell Dodson out there. It's just different. I'm really happy for Tyrese Knight. I thought he played a really good game. He could have easily been overwhelmed in a game like this. He was not. He actually looked like he belonged. Fully and totally. Julian Love, I thought, played a pretty good game. Kobe Bryant, I thought, played a pretty good game. Boye Mafe, making plays on the ball, of all things. Yeah, a lot of stuff to be happy. I'll even give it up to Jason Myers. He made 2 long kicks in this game. We don't win this game without those kicks. We probably put ourselves so far behind the 8 ball if he doesn't make those kicks that the game's over by the 3rd quarter. But he was nails. So, yeah. It's a relief to know we have this monkey off our back. Even if this season doesn't end where we want it to, getting this monkey off our back was huge. Next time we play the Niners, be it in the postseason or next year, I'm not going to have it in the back of my head that nothing else matters. We're just going to find a way to lose because we have been for the last few years against this team. I'm not going to be feeling like that anymore because I saw this game. And they won this game despite having some of the same problems they've been having. Oluwatimi snaps the ball too high. Yes, I know Geno technically it was within his reach It's still a high snap. It's still a bad snap. Geno's trying to get his hands up there. He just can't get them up fast enough because the snap's coming in hot. And you overcome that and still win the game. You have a really bad Geno Smith interception where he just needs to throw it away or run with it or do anything other than what he did. You have an offensive line that is still somewhat being held back by the rotation at right tackle because Gerald just can't keep up. I think 3 of Geno's 4 sacks were on third down. So you still see that problem. You see the same kind of things that you see, but you see stuff that is good enough to cancel that out and make up for it on the other side. I got to get it up to Ken Walker too. He didn't have a great game or anything like that, but he's doing what he can. I don't question that. And honestly, not to say that he did anything in this game, but same goes for Charbonnet. This is really, really difficult circumstances to put any running back in, and they're doing the best they can. And I got nothing but love for it. So, going to definitely take that into consideration here because there's more stuff that could be said about this game. But I don't want to pull away from the fact that this team just found a way to win where, I mean, even at the end of that game, they've got a 4th and inches, they've got 3rd and 1, and then they've got 4th and inches, and they don't pick it up. And it looks like the game is over. It looks like that was the moment you blew it, just like the last game we played. And then the defense gets the ball back, and then the offense goes 80 yards in 2+ minutes. And you see these parts of the team actually start to work together to overcome the fact that, yeah, they're still going to do stupid stuff because there are some stupid elements to the team right now. We don't know what we're doing on the interior offensive line still. That's still the case. This interior offensive line, whew. And Ryan Grubb, we need to figure out short yardage. You need to figure out something you can do on short yardage that isn't just running the ball up the middle. Because I understand that the thought process is probably just try to sneak it over the line as quickly as you can, but you got to come up with something else. Because the point of these carries up the gut is that they're low risk, low reward. Well, our carries up the gut tend to be pretty high risk of not doing anything. When we need a yard, we got to find some other place to go. I don't know why he gets so uncreative on short yardage when we are probably the worst running short yardage team in the league. If we're not, we're bottom 3. But you overcame that. And yes, we got a big break when Bosa went out. No one would question that. In fact, after Bosa went out, there were many plays in this game where I felt like Geno Smith had plenty of time in the pocket. I felt like he had plenty of opportunities to survey the field and make a read and make a throw. There were some times where it actually looked like a real pocket. Wow. I don't say that very often about these Seahawks, but yeah, the game changed when Bosa went out. But again, like I said in the previous video, I don't really care that much because we just needed a win against this team. We needed a win in this season, and we got it. And I don't care if every player on that defense was out and they were all third stringers on that last drive. We just needed to make it happen, and we did. So, what else can really be said here? Cube quarterback pressure better than last time. Last time we got pressure on Purdy, but very, very little pressure was meaningful. This time we actually got some meaningful pressure. We got some sacks on Purdy. We forced him to hurry up and make a bad throw because of pressure a couple times. Some of the blitzes actually got home. We got a turnover. It was kind of a fluky turnover. But those are the kinds of turnovers that we haven't been converting on successfully to start the season. And today we got one. It turned into 3 points. That 3 points ended up being very important by the end of this game. So the bye week was well used. We used the bye week well. Now, no amount of bye weeks is going to fix our problems on the offensive line, and that's going to continue to be a problem every game we play. But some of these other things that were problems, yeah, the bye week helped, and you're getting the sense that McDonald's the guy. And that's the number one thing coming out of this game. Geno doing what he did meant a lot to me, but I don't know how much longer Geno Smith will be here, even if we do bring him back. And at this point, I do think we will. But even if we do bring Geno Smith back, he's going to be the quarterback here for what, another few years? Mike Macdonald could be the coach here for the next 2 decades. There's easily a scenario where that happens, if he's the guy. And he's starting to really look like the guy. So, of all the things that we saw out there today, that was probably the most important thing, because the Rams game was good, but I didn't know. Especially after you saw the Rams against the Dolphins last week, I was like, well, is that really that impressive? Am I really that happy about holding the Rams to 13 regulation points? Well, I'm going to go ahead and hang that right next to holding the Niners offense to basically 14 points, because the field goal was on the short field. And I'm going to feel really good about where this is headed, because he doesn't have everything he wants yet. He doesn't. There's no way you can tell me that he's thrilled about every single player on this team when he inherited most of it. But it's starting to look like he's the right guy. And that's the most important thing right now. It's more important than anything to do with any one player or even any one group of players. All right, I'm going to go and get out of here. We got, as of me recording this video, the Sunday night game's just about to start. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video up. Once again, thank you to BetUS for powering this video. Stream later, sometime during the second half of the Sunday night game. We'll stream, talk about this game, talk about what we saw. Hope you turn out. And, look, bottom line is the season's alive. You get to care about this team for at least a couple more weeks now because of this result. Period. Be happy about that. All right. See you guys later tonight. Go Hawks.